Everybody, it's Mark Rushton, markrushton.com. It is Wednesday, January 12th, 2022. No video yesterday because there was so much going on, and today is absolutely nuts too. But I'm taking a little break from the day job here, and I just got to get this rant off. Oh my God. Today, what's this video called? Today, I hate technology. I hate it. I can't wait to get rid of my smartphone. I can't wait to get rid of Amazon. Google sucks. Everything sucks. Technology sucks, but that does not that does not in any way stop you from making playlists. If you are a recording artist, you should be out there making those playlists, crafting those playlists, working those graphics, doing everything that you need to be doing, figuring out how to sell your music 500, 1,000 different ways, getting those transferred out to all the different streaming services. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with using something like Airtable Pro and gives the Gizmo Plus template and getting all of your song titles and ISRC codes and UPCs and ISWCs and all that metadata into one place. There's nothing wrong with that. You should be doing that. You should be going into things like SongTrust and Sound Exchange and getting all of your data synced in there and then working with those people who are great. Everybody I've had to deal with regard to these companies, working with these companies, have been absolutely fantastic. It's when you go off onto Google Land and MotorolaVille and what's the other Amazon. Oh my God! I almost made a video yesterday called "Amazon is turning into Sears," and so that's going to be the first thing that no. The first thing I want to talk about today is I got my driver's license wasn't renewed, but I got a new photo because I've lost a little bit of weight and the last photo looked terrible. It was 2 years ago, right at the beginning of the weirdness, and they wanted me to use hand sanitizer, and like that's gonna do 2 years later, like that's gonna matter. Are you kidding me? God's sakes. Yuck. I hate hand sanitizer. The tactile ugh hand sanitizer. Yuck. So I went back today because I wanted to get the whatever the star license or whatever that crap is. And I went out and I got a certified copy of my birth certificate. I have one, I don't know where it is. I had to pull up my social security card, which I have available, and some address stuff, voter registry, all that crap. Carried it with me. Went down to the driver's license and just weirdos everywhere. And got in there, and they don't have somebody to greet you with a stone cold face anymore. No, you've got kiosks. You got these technology kiosks in there, and you're supposed to either zap a code or enter a confirmation number. Now, I don't remember getting that. What are you talking about? So I'm sitting there on my broken phone because I don't have my replacement yet, and trying to figure out what the confirmation number was. And eventually I had to talk with one of the state employees, and he was actually helpful. He was like, "You should have gotten a thing." I said, "Well, I got like a calendar notification." Well, it should be on there. And I later went back and looked, and there was no, "Hey, you should print this off. Hey, you should carry it. Hey, you should," because I'm fine with. I don't need to zap the QR code so much. I can print the thing off and have it beep 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 or enter a thing in. I can operate the grocery store self checkout perfectly fine, right? So they didn't give you all the instructions. They had so many instructions, but they didn't have the most important ones, which was what happens when you arrive for your appointment. And anyway, I'm in there in the front, and they have two little kiosks there to enter all of that stuff. And you know, I felt old. I felt old. I was like, God. And the whole time I'm standing there, I'm just like, my God, how do my parents handle this? They're 88 years old, and then behind me was just the sweetest little old lady, And I said, "Oh, you can. There's another one here. You can, if to enter your stuff in." And she's like, "Well, that's the problem." She goes, "I was trying to figure. I figure if I could come down here and make an appointment." And I'm like, "I don't think it works like that. I think you have to go out to the website and do that sort of thing." "Well, I don't really have a computer. I'm almost 90 years old." And I'm like, "Wow, you look good for 90." I said, "You're just like you're like my mom, except my mom is on a computer. She has a printer and all that sort of stuff." And I said, "I help my mom out with lots of stuff." She goes, "Well, my kids help me out too, but blah blah blah, all that sort of stuff." And I said, "You know what? They have a phone number. They have a phone number that you can call and talk to somebody, and I think you can set that stuff up manually." I remember seeing that, and she's like, "Oh, you've been so helpful." Notice how she didn't say that to anybody at the driver's license. Nobody was helpful. They were sitting behind their, you know, plexiglass nonsense that's not gonna stop anything except projectile vomit. Anyway, we got it done. I got the paperwork. Everything was fine. Eventually, I got, everything was cool, and I've got they gave me a temporary license with a much better photo on it. I wish I could show you, but I don't think I have it. I think it's in my coat. And so but I think about that sort of stuff, technology and old people, like older people are getting, they have to renew their license more frequently as they get older. And then just all these processes that you have to do, the kiosks, the QR codes. And that when I'm old, those older people, they're just like, why can't I just come in and talk to somebody? Oh, you can't do that. Right? I feel sorry for old people. Like they're the ones who should be using Uber, right? And they're the ones who should be using smartphones, but it's hard. Some of them have little, Parkinson's or Bell's palsy shakes and stuff like that. It's difficult. And then you try to, the voice to text, suddenly you're talking about the Iowa Hawkeyes and it comes out Iowa Hotguys. It's like, what do you Iowa hot guys? What do you huh? What's going on there? So anyway, yeah, I worry about like technology issues for there's Moto. Moto has updated for the 8 millionth time. We'll get to that. I'm on a rant here. I'm on a good rant. I'm on a good rant today. So there was that, and I felt sorry for her. And of course, um, yeah, you go out to the website and there is a phone number, and I'm sure if you call the phone number, like the first thing you're going to get, other than the Spanish prompt, is the what's the other thing? Oh, our menu's changed. Really? Our menu's changed. Well, tell me how it's changed. Could you put your menu on the website? That'd be great because then I could just go through and then you always try the usual things. You say customer service, or you press and then, no, that's not a valid thing. We got to sit through. We got to sit through the Ovid statement. We got to sit through the all the other stuff. Have you tried using Molly? How many times have I heard that? Have you tried using Molly, our assistant? Like, no, I've not tried Molly. I've not tried Molly, your assistant, either. Just please, people, could we just? There's nothing wrong with a secretary. There's nothing wrong with somebody answering the phone and getting you to the right. There's nothing wrong with that, people. The menu doesn't have to change. You could get the menu right. The menu could be perfected. I can't imagine what you would need to add to your menu that wouldn't, facilitate, having somebody like, talk to somebody who speaks English in my, you know, accent. Do I have an accent? I'm in the Midwest. Do I have an accent? I have the hard R, right? It all makes me laugh. But frankly, inside, I'm just raging. I'm just raging. What can I say? And we had good news yesterday. We had good news. We had good legal news, which I cannot talk about yet. And I don't know whether those two are separate. I cannot talk about it, and I cannot talk about it yet. So I don't know if I'll ever be able to talk about it. Maybe I'll talk about it in riddles or code or, you know, uh, what would you call it? Uh, Enigmatic sort of parables. I don't know. I don't know. Let's get back to the topic at hand. Why today I hate yes, I can't wait to get rid of my smartphone. I can't, and I don't mean sending it back for the broken one back for the warranty stuff. I would love to get rid of I don't mind having a phone. I'd like to have a dumb phone, but there's reasons why I unfortunately have to have a smartphone. And there's some things I need to change in order to get away from all that. And how do you get away? You have to make a conscious effort. Otherwise, it's death by 1,000 paper cuts with all these menus and crap. Listen, I've grown up in technology and all that sort of stuff. When I was 13 years old, I had my amateur radio license. I had a 2-meter rig with a phone patch, and we were making phone calls on 144 megahertz. I'd call home from somewhere, and I would be able to make it was a public phone call if you had one of these 2-meter amateur radio rigs. I could say, "Hey, Mom, can you pick me up from the mall?" And it wouldn't cost me a quarter because there was a. It's geeky. It's like super geeky. I was into that. I built antennas when I was like 12 or 13. Dipole antennas. These big wires all over the backyard and everything. What's all these wires? I just, that's how I was. So I've grown up with technology. I've built antennas. I've soldered a thing or two, not very well. But the way things are going these days, the programming, the over programming, the too many apps, the notificate, it's. I want to stop. I just want to stop. The old Gino Vanelli excuse there. So yeah, what was the other thing? Amazon. Amazon is turning into Sears. Bezos has said for years something like, when I die, Amazon's going to fall apart. This company is not going to last, and or when I'm no longer involved with it, the people running it will ruin it. Now, I don't think he has anything to worry about. I think it's being ruined right now as we speak, and just people haven't made the switch. People haven't left. People, as you can see in the last 2 years, people will put up with pretty much anything, right? Right? And it's just like, everybody was just like, oh, the shipping is 2 days and it's free. All I got to do is pay, what was it? 8, 9, 10, $11 a year, something like. I get a free streaming service. I can watch The Sopranos until they take it off. Something like that. Bada bada bing, right? So anyway, I ordered something from Amazon and it was a mistake and I wanted to send it back, and I chose the option to um, send it back through the UPS store, which there are 3 in the local area here, one of which is open until 4 p.m. So I decided to choose the one that was open until the latest, which is 7 p.m. Now, this is a UPS store that I've been to before. The last time it was a few months ago, and I got there when they opened at 8 o'clock, and nobody was there. Nobody was there. And about, I don't know, 8:20, some gal rolls up, kind of Uber, Uber walk of shame-ish. It was out of an Uber of some kind, something like that, or a Lyft, and then open up the store, and I was but 20 minutes, right? And it was just like the hours are fluid here, right? So I went back to that store because that's the store that's open the latest, 7 o'clock. That's what Amazon said. Amazon says that this one's open until 1900. I don't know. I haven't been in the military, but I do believe 1900 is 7 p.m. CST, CDT, whatever it is, Central Time, local time, whatever it was. I drive over there. It's about a 10-minute trip or something like. It's right by the mall. And I get up there. It's about 6:15, and the lights out. And there's a paper sign on the door that said, due to staffing problems or something like that, this location is closing at 6 p.m. And inside the store, the closed store with the locked door, were 3 employees. Look at you. So 2 strikes and you're out, UPS store. And that chain affects Amazon. It's like okay, I always kind of regarded Amazon lately as last resort. The buying there is last resort. Otherwise, I I can order it from eBay or I can order it from other sites and that sort of. I don't care if it takes a week to arrive. That's how I buy stuff. If I really need something, I'll go out to the grocery store or Wally Mart or something like that. I'll go to Wally Mart in another town just to avoid the insanity. But anyway, so now I'm kind of like thinking, and I'm going to have to sell this to my wife. It's like, maybe we should get rid of Prime. And if you want something in Amazon, just pay the shipping. Just pay the shipping. And if you want something at Amazon, see if you can get it somewhere else. Maybe you might want to take a look at the Walmart Plus. Walmart's kind of scrappy. Walmart's kind of scrappy. They've had a whole bunch of different things over the years, some better than others. And I saw this recently, the Walmart Plus, whatever it is, $98 a year, and you get free shipping above a certain amount, and then send certain things they will deliver to your house. And I have had that happen to me. I've ordered something in Walmart where I was going to pick it up in the store. We're just going to deliver it to your house. What's not to love? Can I give you a tip? No, they're so fast. They just, it's in and out, right? Those people need to work too. That's kind of cool. So yeah, I was kind of thinking, well, maybe we could get rid of Prime and switch over to Walmart Plus and just have like, the big stuff delivered to us. I don't know. And I like buying certain things where I can say, if and this is where I do most of my shopping. I do check Walmart first, and if I can buy it through them and I can return it through them, that's super easy. I have had a couple little minor problems, but they're minor problems. If you can, as long as you get a piece of paper and they can scan it, kind of like the DOT, the driver's license plate, yeah, you could just drop it off at Walmart, provided customer service is open. But I don't know. I don't know. Just I don't know. To convince my wife, maybe we should maybe it's time to get rid of. Maybe you just shouldn't buy anything on Amazon. I'll just keep buying my stuff. Okay, fine, whatever. That's your thing, whatever. I don't know. I don't want to have to buy another thing, right? It's like you cut the cable and then suddenly you've got Netflix and you've got Prime and you've got Disney Plus and Paramount Plus and Hulu and Vudu and ugh. What's the other thing? What's the other one more thing? So yeah, the UPS store sucks. Never gonna go that. If I do buy anything from Amazon again and I have to ship it back, I will pay the $6 or whatever. Absolutely worth it. Absolutely. Why can't I just take it to Kohl's or O'Reilly Auto Parts? No, pay the $6, get the label, take it over to the place where you can drop it off for UPS pickup. Life is much easier that way. Just don't buy stuff. Adopt that minimalist lifestyle. I'm thinking about that. Just get down to chopping wood and carrying water, right? So it's the last thing here on the agenda. What's the last thing on the angry Rushton rant agenda? I'm laughing. I'm laughing because it's so absurd. Let's see. Oh, Motorola. So they got me. Where's this here? They sent me that my old phone has a bad charging port. In fact, the guy at the Euless Cellular said there was something in there. I didn't see anything in there, but he said there was something in there. They should just make like an ultra powerful vacuum cleaner that just Anyway, they sent me a new one, and that included the phone and a charger and a cable, and no SIM card thingy to pop out the SIM card. And I thought I had one, and I did not have one. I tried these things, these little, that didn't work. I tried. I thought about trying the ballpoint pen, and the guy said, "Don't do the ballpoint pen." I found a paper clip that didn't work. I found the smallest Allen wrench hex nut imaginable that didn't work. I found the tiniest screwdriver for eyeglass that did not work. Just poke it in there, and I don't know what you have to. I get to just shove it in there like a shiv, right? But yeah, okay. So they could have included one of those little SIM card thingies here in the box. How much would that have cost? I would have paid extra for that. They didn't have that. They also didn't have the IMEI on a barcode on the outside of the box, so anyway, ended up taking it to one of the local U.S. cellular places, and I've had great service both times, or 2 or 3 times I've been to U.S. Cellular locally, and I just started using them a few months ago, and had to wait a little bit because there was a guy. There was a guy in there. He was one of those guys that just never leaves. He was reactivating his phone because he had been late with his bill, and he asked a question about absolutely everything. It was like this. Larry, Daryl, and Daryl is never going to get out of here, and I got to listen to the Daft Punk one more time, one more time. So anyway, I got up, and the guy, he was great, and he got the SIM card swapped over, and I got cell phone service, and then I had to go through start the rigmarole once I got home of moving the apps, which is kind of a night, and then getting all your settings back, and I felt old. I felt old. I was like, I don't know how many more times I want to do this. There we go. There we go. I need your attention, please. Your attention, please. Would you like to update for the 45th time today? No problem. I don't know. As long as I got a phone and text. See, the thing about the dumb phones is the texting is such a nightmare on that. If I could just, this is all I want in a phone, right? I want a mobile phone, texting with some way to not have to have like a Roku device for all my letters, if I could just have a little type, or a Bluetooth typewriter or something like that. If I could have that, and then maybe like if it limited to like 5 applications, like if I could just have Spotify and maybe, you know, Deezer or something like that, and maybe a Waze, and would there be anything else? That's about it, really. Anything else? Who cares? Maybe a general purpose browser, something like that's it. Keep it super, super limited, super simple. They'll never do that. They'll never do that. Oh, God. Is my rant over? I think my rant's over here. Technology, just stop. Stop it with the menus. Stop it with the options. Think about your process. Think about how your processes apply to, little old ladies who are nearly 90 years old, you know, and 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 just, you know, I don't know. Yeah, Amazon's becoming Sears already. I remember Sears when it was on the decline, and it's the same. I think they hired the same people. They hired the same, and then when you call up, it's um, it's just not it's not good, not good. And it never gets better. It never gets better because you know what? The MBAs are never satisfied. They look for the even cheaper option. They justify it. Well, if we make service even worse, maybe I can get a bonus, right? Isn't that how it always works? All right. Keep making those playlists. Keep promoting your music. Keep promoting your catalog. Uh, keep making music. Keep releasing music. People want to consume stuff. They want to hear stuff. They may not necessarily want to hear you, but they want to hear the music that you make. The only rule is work. Release, release everything. Stop making excuses for everything. Just start releasing. Be everywhere. Be on every platform if you can. I know it's work. I know it's really difficult. Let everybody else struggle with their phones and their applications. You just be a content provider and just wait for those royalties to roll in, because they may eventually roll in if you have all your stuff together everywhere. That is it for today. Talk to you later.